gentlemen, it's your favorite host, Caesar Flickerman. Today, we have two special guests. You know her, you love her. It's the one and only girl on fire, Peter Millark. So guys, nice to see you after the games. Now, I've got a couple questions. Candace, Ryu in particular, you were the first person in District 12 to volunteer. How do you feel about that?
Well, it was quite a call to adventure. When I heard Prim's name being spoken out on the stage, time seemed to stop. And before I knew, I was shouting, I volunteer as tribute.
That was on page 20.
Yeah, but there was no other choice. I knew I had to do it for my family and Prim.
No refusal to call there. Yes, it was an emotional moment for all. Couldn't let her take all the glory now, could we? Anyway, so how did it feel meeting Haymitch? You must have looked up to him for a while now. The only previous tribute in your district to have won the games, huh?
Quite frankly, he was kind of a pathetic excuse for a tribute.
Haymitch Abernathy, a paunchy, middle-aged man who at this moment appears hollering something unintelligible, staggers onto the stage, and falls into the third period.
I was on page 19. Next question. How did you feel about crossing from a place like Decim to our glorious capital? Must have been exciting now, wasn't it?
Well, it was a completely different world than I was used to. The people here have much stranger clothes, have high-pitched accents, and a much different attitude than people back at District 12. It was like crossing into a completely new threshold. Especially in the chariot event, I was completely overwhelmed by the people in the capital. The pounding music, the cheers, the admiration worked their way into my blood, and I couldn't suppress my excitement. And I couldn't help thinking, no one will forget me, Katniss, the girl on fire.
That was on page 78. And nobody forgot you, my dear. And look where you are now, sitting right here. I knew you would. Now, how was it, Katniss, entering the games the first time? Sort of like being in the belly of a whale. A whale. How'd you feel?
Well, when we entered the games, we were on a flat, open stretch of ground and a plain of hard-packed dirt. Behind the tributes across from me, I could see nothing, indicating either a steep downward slope or even a cliff. To my right lay a lake. To my left and back, sparse piney woods.
That was on page 148. Yes, that sounds very hard. And how about the trials? Like the ones where the career paths were coming after you, Peter joining the career pack, the fire, the burn, and the tracker jackers. For anyone who doesn't know what tracker jackers are, they are larger than normal wasps that have a distinctive solid gold body and sting that raises a lump the size of a plum on contact. Most people can't tolerate more than a few stings. Most people die. If you live, the hallucinations brought on by the venom have actually driven people to madness. Page 25!
Someone get this guy off the stage!
Yes, all those things were very hard to deal with, especially the tracker jackers. Since I was stung, the hallucinations were terrible, but at the same time, I'm great for all these things. The trials even, because that's where I met Rue.
Ah yes, Rue. Now, Rue was special to you, wasn't she? Would you say in a way that she was almost a goddess to you because she treated you so special?
Of course I would. She was like another sister to me in that short time that we had together. I remember when I had just woken up from blacking out after the tracker jackers, and to my surprise, Rue placed a handful of leaves into her mouth and began to chew them. And after a minute or so, Rue placed a gloppy green wad of leaves and spit on my knee. It was as if the leaves were actually leaching the pain right out of the sting.
That was on page 281.
And even though my mom would have gone through a different way of treatment, we were in the games, and no one else would have ever tried to help me like she did. Without her, I wouldn't be here with PETA today.
Well, we're all very sorry for you, Andrew. Now,
I love bread.
now on the other hand, was there a person who really got to you in a sort of negative way? Like a temptress or an instigator?
Marvel. He was the one who killed Rue. And he was also my first kill in the games.
I keep seeing Rue speared, my arrow piercing the boy's neck. I don't know why I should even care about the boy. Then I realize he was my first kill. Page 243.
Yes, I'm sorry we keep hitting touchy subjects.
It's the Hunger Games. They're all touchy.
Well, I guess you're right. During the games, was there any anointment with your father?
Only for a second when I was stunned by the Tracker Jackers. It wasn't anything great, but I saw him with my hallucination.
I see. Now, how about Cato?
Killing Cato brought on so many different feelings. When he had Peeta in a headlock, I was scared. Scared that I'd have to live without Peeta. But then when he fell to the mutts, I was relieved. But when I realized that he didn't die at once, pity was all I felt. I felt so sorry for Cato, the same age as Peeta and I, who's dying in such a terrible way. After I shot him so he could die quicker, I remember Peeta saying,
Then we won, Katniss.
"It was terrible." I said back, "Hooray for us," but there was no joy in victory in my voice.
That must have been very hard for you both. How about when you finally won? When all of the trials and whatnot were over? Let's look back at the footage from the recorded Hunger Games.
One of us should go home. One of us has to die. They have to have their victor.
No. They don't. Or should they?
No.
Trust me. Trust me.
Together?
Together.
Okay. 1,
2.
3. Stop! Stop!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the winners of the 74th Annual Hunger Games.
How sweet is it that you two were willing to die for each other? I suppose the only refusal of call here would be you two not leaving together. Now, how was the flight home from the games?
It was hard. Even though I was so happy to get home and see my family and Gale, Peeta's heart seemed to stop more than once, and I was terrified for him.
No, my bread.
The electric current froze us in place, and this time I was glad that I wasn't, because I wasn't really sure that Peeta could hold on for the whole ride.
3:46. And how about the rescue from without? Was there any of those here? I'm sorry, forget that. Okay, how about this? When you first got home, what was your biggest problem you came across?
Well, Peeta and I were in trouble with the Capitals because of what we did to win the games together. I remember Hamish telling this to us.
Listen up. You're in trouble. Word is the Capitals furious about you showing them up in the arena. The only thing they can't stand is being laughed at, and they're the joke of Panem.
3:56 to 7. Ah yes, it is something the Capital had never seen before.
There is no master of two worlds.
Well, at least now you have the freedom to live with PETA.
Yes, during the games, I remember that if we won, we'd each get a house in the part of town reserved for the Hunger Games victors.
Page 304.
It was true. Now I live in the nicest house in District 12.
Well, at least that is something to be happy about. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I'm Caesar Flickerman, and thank you for watching PETA Malark and the Girl on Fire, Katniss Everdeen, in our special edition of The Hero's Journey.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get a loaf of